A real blow for Ross Branch.
Adios Dakar para Franco Caimi. Au revoir, Xavier de Soultret.
But it's looking good for Nacho Cornejo.
It's going to keep pushing. It's going to be a long 4 days, but hopefully we can get there in the end.
Austin Jones 24, Seth Quintero only 18. The young Americans are in command of the lightweight vehicles.
Very cold this morning. Italia, Mexico, grande. Looks like our Dakar has gone from a fast Dakar to a very slow Dakar. Just trying to survive.
Stages down and 4 to go. Today's offering is a 465km loop around Neom, starting on the shores of the Red Sea. Well, the western coastline of Saudi Arabia never disappoints, and the riders were in for a real treat at the start of this 9th stage with some absolutely breathtaking scenery. But it was set to be a very long and a very tough day, physically, mentally and emotionally. Matthias Wagner's had plenty of ups and downs on this Dakar, but the 2018 winner did an impressive job here despite some damage to his rear tyre. The Austrian in 6th place on the stage. Skyler Howes had a lot of fun today, but he was frustrated with a missed waypoint that cost him around 20 minutes. Still, the American retains his excellent 7th place overall. It was a year ago today that Joaquim Rodriguez lost his brother-in-law Paulo Gonçalves, and the emotion was raw for the Portuguese rider at the finish line.
This morning I was crying, and until I start, the tears were coming out of my eyes, and it was a tough day for me. I made it. I got to the finish line, so I'm really happy. And this one is for him, Paul.
Today spelled the end of Ross Branch's rally. After dropping from 4th to 15th overall with that crash on stage 7, the Kalahari Ferrari was undone by a broken engine. Another major blow for Yamaha, but Branch is staying upbeat.
I think it's been one crazy rally, and it's been 110% the whole time, every day. So everything's taking a pounding, us, the bikes, everything. So it is Dakar, and it can happen to anyone. So we're safe, we're sound, and we're going to be back next year fighting for the top position for sure.
And then drama at kilometre 155. Toby Price crashing out of the rally when he was well in the mix for a third title. Several riders stopped to attend to the Australian, who suffered injuries down his left-hand side and had to be airlifted to hospital in Tabuk.
It's something that we have to think about every time we put gear on every morning. It could be it, and this day last year we lost a really good friend, Paulo, and today Toby crashed and went out of the rally, but he's going to be okay.
This will be just the second time that Price has failed to finish the Dakar in 7 participations after breaking his leg in 2017. Well, no denying that this was one of the most demanding stages of the rally, with high speed and tricky navigation in amongst these breathtaking landscapes. Adrian van Beveren had a big crash in this area last year, so he was very happy to get through unscathed today. The Frenchman, the only remaining Yamaha factory rider in the rally, in 5th place on the stage. Lorenzo Sansolino spent a while riding with van Beveren before linking up with Howes towards the end. The Spaniard also did a good job on a difficult day when the riders had to be wary of the dangers and especially the stones on the tracks. Sansolino in 8th on the stage and in 8th overall. Daniel Sanders is by far and away the best rookie, but the Aussie's feeling a bit battered and bruised after several crashes in recent days. He took another tumble today after 50 kilometres, and he was also a bit shaken up psychologically after coming across his compatriot Price. In spite of all that though, Sanders is coming along very nicely, and he's now in 6th place overall. Unfortunately, Toby Price was not the only rider to have an accident today. Luciano Benavides also crashed out at the 242 kilometre mark, and the Argentine was also taken to hospital with an injured shoulder. Well, this 9th stage could well go down as one of the most decisive of the rally. Here's Joan Barreda, who lost 14 and a half minutes. The Spaniard appeared to stray off course after a very strong start. Now Bang Bang has won 3 stages this year, but he is still waiting for that elusive first Dakar title, and now he is almost half an hour off the pace overall. Brebeck spent over 20 minutes with Price until the helicopter arrived, and then found himself in the dust behind Barreda and Sanders. He was given back time and finished 2nd on the stage, and he's now up to 4th overall. Sam Sunderland was likewise given time back, 16 minutes, but he lost around 10 minutes on the stage winner. The 2017 champion is KTM's best chance of denying Honda a 2nd consecutive win. And that's because the red bikes are really starting to take control of this rally. Kevin Benavides won the stage to make it 7 wins out of 9 for Honda. The Argentine only found out about his brother Luciano's crash when he reached the finish line. Nacho Cornejo opened from start to finish and admitted that he lost a bit of focus when he found out about Price at refuelling. The Chilean had to keep himself fired up throughout a mentally exhausting day, but he did another fantastic job with navigation to increase his overall lead. I think I did a good job. Hopefully the guys behind didn't gain too much time on me. I did make a couple of little errors, but fortunately I didn't lose much time. I hope that I'll have extended my overall lead a bit, and yeah, we'll just see how the others did. The top 5 after an extremely hectic day: a Honda 1-2-3 with Benavides, Brebeck and Cornejo ahead of Sunderland and Van Beveren. Cornejo now has 11 minutes 24 in hand over Benavides, with Sunderland a further 14 and a half minutes back. All 4 Honda riders inside the top 5. Giovanni Enrico took his first win of the rally in the quads class. He hasn't been outside the top 5 since back in Jeddah. But Alexandre Giroux and Manuel Andahar finished within 2 minutes, and the latter still leads by almost 20 minutes.
One puncher? On a crevé directement. We have 2 punctures. On a changé les roues. We have 2 punctures. On a mis longtemps pour changer la roue.
On the Dakar, there's hardly a day without the odd puncture and therefore wheel change, a desert pit stop that certainly isn't easy to cope with in these harsh conditions. But every second counts, and we wanted to know how much time it took to change a wheel in the lightweight vehicle class, but also for a vintage car in the Dakar Classic.
1, 2, 1, go!
Over 30 years between both cars and a difference of just 36 seconds. Not bad for an old lady.
Nine-time WRC champion Sébastien Loeb retired out of the Dakar late last night. With too many punctures, he simply ran out of tyres, but he's adamant that he will return to the Dakar and win it. Others saw the calm shores of the Red Sea this morning as all lined up for the 465 kilometres around Neom. After winning his first Dakar stage last year, Mathieu Serradori used the very best of the CRT buggy's strength to hammer the stage around Neom, fastest until the penultimate waypoint. He was then cruelly denied the first French stage win of the year in the cars. Bad luck indeed. 5 Lithuanians lined up for the start of the Dakar, but the leader of that pack is Benediktas Vanagas in his overdrive Toyota. His best was an 11th 2 years ago, and he's currently sitting in 12th. The stage was a balance of buggy suspension travel and navigational skill today, with Brian Baragwana and Tay Perry using all the torque and power from a 7-litre V8 to be right up there in amongst the factory cars with another standout 5th position.
It was a day of dancing in the rocks basically. You couldn't push too hard, otherwise you get punctures and you make mistakes. We had 1 puncture and 2 or 3 navigation mistakes, so unfortunately we gave away some time there, but otherwise a good smooth day. The car was great.
Fans out in the desert filmed Yazid Al-Raji howling through the sands of Saudi, and it worked come the line with a 4th, even though he, like many, had to do a pit stop challenge out there in the desert. Down the order he may be, but he is still mighty quick. Winner from stage 5, Janil de Villiers, found a good pace today to be on the podium in a very close 3rd, with great notes being given to him from co-driver Alex Harrow. A couple of punctures meant his attack was blunted and he had to take it steady to the line. Carlos Sainz lost time early in the stage with a puncture and then a problem with his brakes. All of the brake fluid drained out, so the pedal was on the floor, and from then on in it was hard to commit. He stopped to try and fix it, But unfortunately for the Spaniard, it was all in vain. 11th today, but Sainz still keeps his third overall. Level pegging with Peter Hansel until the 5th of the 13 waypoints. Nasser Al-Attiyah had 3 punctures between there and the line. He's been right on the limit over the past few days and now has a tally of 15 flats. He just had to drive carefully to the finish to hold his podium position because he didn't have any more spares left in the back of the Toyota. Try as he may, he's still in with a shout of this rally.
No, the navigation, no problem, but we have 3 flat tires, 3 puncture, and then we don't have really any spare, and we decide, just to go. What we can do, we cannot change anything, with the tires.
A speeding penalty last week has been overturned, so Peter Hansel started the day with a minute more than last night. But he's driven the stage of this Dakar today to utterly crush the opposition to dust. Serradori's loss has been Peter Hansel's gain. Using the buggy to the max, he could hit the rocks, the camel grass and the throttle to turn his overall lead from 5 minutes and 50 seconds to nearly 18. You have to be cautious, you have to be super cautious, but it's easier when you're in front and you know that you've gained time. When you're behind, you know that you have to go flat out and you don't take the time to analyse. So today was a good stage. So on the stage, Peter Hansel blitzed it by 10 minutes ahead of Al-Attiyah. De Villiers there in third, Al-Raji and Baragwana close between second and fifth. And in the overall standings, Peter Hansel's lead now nearly 18 minutes ahead of Al-Attiyah, Sainz, Shizgonski and Roma. The lightweight class has had 3 different winners over the past 4 days. It really is anyone's rally. Second place overnight, Seth Quintero has had his Dakar fall apart as a gearbox failure struck him in the stage. After winning stage 6, it's a cruel blow.
Yeah, that is the end of our Dakar experience for now. Maybe we get to restart tomorrow, we're not too sure yet just because of the situation we're in.
It's going to be a long trip home. Chris Meek had a superb run in the early part of the stage, but then it caught up with him because he broke a hub. At least a teammate came along to help, but they didn't have the parts. So then they had a great view from up on high. Leading overall 2 days ago, Aaron Domzala has had a bad run over the stages yesterday and today to lose 30 and then around 20 minutes today. He's still in with a shout of this rally with the madness that's unfolded of late. Towards the end of the stage around Neom, it's Chaleco Lopez who heads it and looks to snatch the overall lead back into his hands in a huge turnaround in the lightweight class. Inside the top 5 around Neom, but not quite able to keep to the pace of the leaders was Mikael Goxal, but it still enables him to be within a great shout at the finish. Kees Koelen and Jürgen van der Koerberg are just outside the top 10, but Kees is already looking into the future because he's an electric power specialist. Might they be in electric cars soon on the Dakar? Austin Jones has a whole Baja 1000 to go in this rally. He started the day 9 minutes up, but lost a load of time mid-stage. He's still on course to be slotting into second overall though, only a handful of seconds off the lead that he had last night.